Hello everybody and welcome to Friday's lesson, Building Noun Groups for the Very Cranky Bear. Today we are learning to use noun groups to make our sentences more interesting, use adjectives to describe the bear from the Very Cranky Bear. Your task will be to write sentences to describe the bear using noun groups. Now let's remember what noun groups are. We're going to watch our video that we looked at last week so we can remember.
Hello. In this video, we are going to look at how we can create more detailed descriptions by building on a noun. A noun is a word that represents people, places, ideas, and things. A noun group is a group of words building on a noun. The words we use to describe a noun give us more information about that noun. Look at the word house. House is the name of something. It is a noun. What do you think of when you read the word house? We can describe a house in this way. A tiny stone house. The word a is called an article. It leads us to the noun and helps to explain it. A, an, and the articles usually sit before the noun in most written sentences. The words tiny and stone help to describe the noun house. We call them describing words or adjectives. So the words a tiny stone house gives us a picture in our head of what the house would look like. These words have built on the noun house and are called a noun group. A tiny stone house. Let's look at another example of a noun group. This time the noun is shack. What do you imagine when you read the word shack? The rusty old shack. The is the article and lets us know which shack. Rusty and old are the describing words or adjectives, and shack is the noun. The word shack is the name of a type of building. Is that what you thought a shack would look like? When we are thinking of adjectives to describe a noun, remember to use your 5 senses and think of the qualities of the characters and settings you are describing. That way you will create detailed descriptions of the noun for your readers. Think about using all your senses, not just your eyes, to describe a character or a setting. Use your 5 senses and also think about the qualities a character might have. When you write your imaginative narrative, pay special attention to the article or the words you use to introduce the noun. Also think about the adjectives, the special words you choose to build on the noun, and help the reader imagine what the character looks like. This way, your words alone will build images in the minds of the reader. For example, the wise and wonderful goanna. Remember, a noun is a word that represents people, places, ideas, and things. A noun group is a group of words building on a noun. Noun groups engage the reader. They make your story easier to understand because you are giving the reader more information to work with. You are describing characters and settings in ways readers can understand and imagine. Building on a noun will make your readers want to read more and more and more. So when you are writing or when you are editing your first draft, make sure you identify all the nouns and check to see that you have built them up to make them very descriptive using adjectives and all your senses.
Hello, in this video you are going to learn about words that represent qualities of characters. Words that represent qualities are called adjectives. Authors use adjectives to describe characters in stories. Listen carefully to this sentence. Tiger Tom has a long curly tail and 6 black whiskers. This sentence tells us what Tiger Tom looks like. If we draw a picture of Tiger Tom, the adjectives in this sentence tell us exactly what to draw. Can you see the words that describe his body parts? That's right, long curly tail and 6 black whiskers. So now we know exactly how to draw Tiger Tom. He doesn't have any old tail. The words long curly tail tell us what his tail is like. We also know exactly how to draw Tiger Tom's whiskers. There are 6 of them, and they are black. When you look at the picture of Tiger Tom, can you see that it matches the words in the sentence? Authors use words and pictures to create descriptions of characters. Now it's your turn. Can you find some other examples of adjectives that describe the qualities of characters in the picture books you have been reading?
Now, how can we describe the bear's body? He has ears. He has eyes. He has a nose. He has a mouth. And he has a body. Just like most of the other animals out there, so I don't know if he's got ears, eyes, nose and a mouth and a body. He could be a giraffe. He could be a tiger. We know from reading The Very Cranky Bear that he is a bear. Let's write a noun group to describe one of his features. I have chosen his ears. My sentence says, the bear has ears. Oh dear, that's a bit boring. We need to make our sentence a little bit more interesting. When authors write stories and they want to make their writing more interesting, they use words called adjectives. We know that adjectives are words we use to describe something. So how could we describe the Very Cranky Bear's ears? Well, I thought, what do his ears look like? I thought they were small, they were round, and they were furry. So now when I add my adjectives to my sentence, it makes it more interesting. Now my sentence says, the bear has small, round, furry ears. That helps me to make a better picture in my mind of what his ears look like. I could even draw a picture of his small, round, furry ears. Okay, let's have another go. This time I've chosen a different feature. I have chosen his mouth. He has a mouth. He does have a mouth. I have a mouth. You have a mouth. An octopus has a mouth. A giraffe has a mouth. But what sort of mouth does the Very Cranky Bear have? Let's have a look at the picture. What does his mouth look like in the picture? I thought of words like tiny, thin, and pouty. Remember back to when we read the pout pout fish and he had a pout pout face? Well, that reminds me of the very cranky bear's mouth. It's turned down and his bottom lip is sticking out. So I will say that his mouth is pouty. Now, if I add those adjectives to my sentence, then my new sentence says, he has a tiny, thin, pouty mouth. Now I have a better picture in my mind of what his mouth looks like. Now it's your turn. Can you write one or two more sentences in your exercise book to describe the bear's appearance? You might write about his hairy body. You might write about his sharp claws. You might write about his frowning eyes or his big black nose. So far, mine says, the bear has small, round, furry ears. He has a tiny, thin, pouty mouth. You can write those sentences too if you'd like to, and then I want you to think of one or two more sentences to describe what the bear has. Make sure you use some of these helpful hints when you're writing your sentences about the bear.
In this video, you are going to watch some modelled writing and remember all the things that good writers do. When you are writing, there are some things you need to remember. First of all, make sure you use sentences. Use punctuation, such as capital letters and full stops. Make sure the words you use are spelled correctly. And choose your words carefully to make your sentences more interesting. I am going to model writing a sentence about Gerald the giraffe. I want this sentence to tell the reader something about Gerald's actions at the start of the story. I think the verb trip, describing what he does, would tell the reader a lot about Gerald's character. I am going to write, Gerald trips all the time. Have I written a simple sentence? Let's check. What's happening? Trips. Who trips? Gerald. Trips when? All the time. Does the sentence have correct punctuation? Yes, it has a capital letter at the beginning and a full stop at the end. Have I spelled all the words correctly? Words like all, the, and time, I write a lot, so I know how to spell these. The word Gerald can be found in the picture book. For the word trips, I listen to the sounds I can hear. For example, I could hear a tr sound at the start. I know that the two letters T and R blend together to make the tr sound. Now it's your turn to write some sentences. Have fun!
Don't forget to send a photo of your writing to your teacher on Class Dojo. We'd love to see your hard work. Have fun!